Plumas County Transportation Commission is updating the Plumas County Short Range Transit Plan. A transit plan is a 5-year business plan for Plumas Transit Systems. This slideshow presents key findings to date and potential changes to Plumas Transit Systems. Our study started with a review of demographic conditions in Plumas County, then public outreach, and then a detailed evaluation of the cost effectiveness and productivity of Plumas Transit Systems. With a clear understanding of the existing conditions, we have analyzed the impacts of possible changes to the existing transit services. These changes were designed to improve these services and address people's requests. The transit system in Plumas County consists of Plumas Transit Systems, or PTS, fixed routes, which are shown on this slide. The North County and East County routes provide inter-community service between Quincy and Chester and between Quincy and Portola. The East County route was recently extended to go to Hallelujah Junction, or the intersection of US 395 and State Route 70, twice per day as well. There, passengers can transfer to Sage Stage and travel onwards to Reno. The Quincy local route operates within Quincy and East Quincy. When Feather River College is in session, there is a Quincy evening service. The Quincy route carried the most passengers in fiscal year 2021-2022. Overall, ridership decreased on all 3 PTS routes during the pandemic. However, ridership is now recovering post-pandemic. The North County route ridership, which was affected by the loss of homes from the Dixie Fire, has been the hardest hit. We developed a list of potential service alternatives to address requests received during public outreach and to improve public transit services in Plumas County. Currently, there are no public transit services in Taylorsville. The first 2 alternatives considered would provide service to Taylorsville. The first would serve Taylorsville twice per day with the North County route. This deviation to Taylorsville would add 20 minutes to the overall travel time of the North County bus. The other option would be to serve Taylorsville twice per week with a new separate service. This service would provide 1 round trip between Taylorsville and Quincy, 2 days per week. The next set of alternatives focus on the East County route. The first alternative considered was to eliminate the final daily eastbound departure of the East County route. When Feather River College is in session, this bus leaves the campus at 9:07 p.m. When the school is out of session, this bus leaves at 8:25 p.m. Currently, this run has low ridership. Cutting this final run would result in overall cost savings and improve the cost efficiency of Plumas Transit Systems, but would reduce service between Quincy and Portola in the evening. The other scenario shown on this slide is already being implemented. As of December 2022, PTS extended the East County route to go to Hallelujah Junction at US 395 and State Route 70 twice per day, 3 days per week. This extension allows passengers to connect to the Sage Stage bus, which they could then take onwards to Reno. These next few slides show alternatives focused on the services in Quincy and East Quincy. The first service change considered was changing the Quincy local schedule to have hourly headways, or so that the bus arrives at the same time each hour. For instance, the bus would arrive at Savemore 15 minutes after the hour for the entire service day. This change would make the schedule easier to remember, especially for those who are not familiar with PTS, and has the potential to increase ridership. A lot of Plumas County residents have asked through surveys and public outreach for public transit services on Saturday. Currently, there are none. The short-range transit plan considers operating the Quincy local route on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The bus would follow the same weekday route on a set schedule. The other option for Saturday service in Quincy would be to start a new on-demand service. This service would require passengers to either call dispatch or to use a mobile phone application to request a ride, similar to Uber. Then, a van would pick up the passenger at the curb of their requested pickup location and bring them to the curb of their requested destination. Rides would need to be within a defined area within Quincy and East Quincy. This service would be available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The current Quincy evening service operates only when Feather River College is in session, which is from late January to late May, and then late August to late December. It is not very productive and carries few passengers. The short-range transit plan considers replacing the Quincy evening service with a year-round on-demand service. This service would be available from 5:15 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Similar to the potential new Saturday on-demand service, passengers would schedule rides either by calling dispatch or by using a mobile phone application. This service would be available in Quincy and East Quincy. We estimate that this service would be more cost-efficient and likely serve more passengers than the current Quincy evening service. Another option we looked at was redesigning the Quincy route to have a new extension in East Quincy. The new East Quincy loop would make taking the bus more convenient for local residents in East Quincy, many of whom have to walk quite far to get to the Quincy local bus stops currently. The new loop is shown as a dashed line on this slide. The last alternative considered was starting a transportation reimbursement program in Plumas County. The transportation reimbursement program would be designed to complement existing transit services and help fill in the gaps that exist with the current public transit services in Plumas County. The program would be focused on helping those who are unable to use the fixed routes and have no other transportation options available to them. The program would require an application process. Once approved, eligible passengers would be able to provide friends and family members with mileage reimbursements for giving them a ride to eligible places, such as doctor's appointments or grocery shopping. The eligible passengers would be reimbursed at the IRS mileage reimbursement rate. It would be up to the passenger to pay their driver. If you have any questions or comments on what you learned about today, please reach out to Claire Hutchinson of LSC Transportation Consultants, Inc. at the contact information listed on this slide. All comments received on these alternatives will be carefully considered and used to help shape a final plan. Please take the survey linked on this slide to provide your opinions on the potential changes to Plumas Transit Systems discussed in this presentation. Thank you for listening to our presentation on the Plumas Short Range Transit Plan. We hope you have a great day.